Good day, everyone, and welcome to Ohgiemart Gaming. I'm going to be doing a Farm Sim 22 challenge. This one's designed by Rusty Money. He does a ton of different challenges for Farm Sim on his Facebook page and his Discord. And this is one he designed up where the goal is to be an off-grid dairy farmer and kind of move into society nice and slow and make some money doing it. So you can see I've got my tent pitched over here in the woods, and let me introduce you to the land I own. This is a required piece of land. I've cleaned off all the trees, as you'll see in Rusty Money has a setup video for all the instructions, but I'll kind of generally go over them a little bit. We had to buy this piece of land. We had to buy this little shed, an energy charging station because we have an electric tractor. I had to buy this small cow shed, and there's very specific versions of these that are required. And this land all through here that is cleared out is all of mine, but it's all I own really that I'm going to be working on. There is one other piece of land we were required to buy, and that was down here. This map, by the way, is Osada, and we started from scratch. I'm going to jump on down here to the sugar mill right across from the store area. We bought this piece of land and placed the sugar mill. And you'll see I placed mine right in the center of this loop, figuring one side will be incoming, one side will be outgoing. And, maybe I'll farm around the fringes of this at some point. We had to buy that field. We had to put the sugar mill. We had to buy the forest area that I indicated earlier. That's way over here to the east of field 30. Then we leased a Trac 600 and got rid of all the troublesome trees and left the decent trees to work with. And then pretty much did some landscaping. And I think I lucked out on the landscaping because I've done this setup a few times and I've never ended up with this much money. And I think it's because I found the perfect place to place the cow barn where I didn't really have to do any landscaping. We are to buy this electric tractor. It's not really that powerful, but it's kind of cute. And then I bought an ATV as well. We're allowed to pick that up as part of our starting goods. And with just those two little machines, we got to start a farm up. So the first thing I'm thinking about, if I go back to the land and think about what we have here, we have some trees in the way and we have some grass. That grass, I don't believe, is ready to be mowed because it really was just painted on grass. And for the most part, I don't even think it's going to show up until that area gets tilled. So I don't know if it's worth trying to even mow it first, then till it, or just don't bother, go ahead and till it, and maybe the grass will throw some, fertilization in there. I'm not sure, but those trees are in the way. So I got to get rid of those trees. So one of the things I need is a chainsaw. So let's pick up a chainsaw so we can get chopping up some trees. I got this nice little Husqvarna 266. Pick that up. There we go. Nice little machine. And I'd like to have something to carry the wood with. Now I saw that Joss had created this portable little sawmill thing. And I'm like, oh, that looks like such a cheat. And it really looked cool, actually. And then I watched Rusty use it. And I'm like, oh, look at the money they're getting off of that thing. It's awesome. But in my ignorance, I have absolutely no idea I downloaded the mod. I know I have it on here somewhere, but I'm not really sure where to buy that. So somebody, I'm sure, will comment and tell me, hey, it was over here, buddy. If I go into miscellaneous, it's not in here either. So there is something under placement, under tools. Is it tools? No, it's not under tools either. Maybe under decorations. There was a little table saw under decorations, but I don't know if that really was what was used. It says down here, purely decoratable object, a decorational object. So I don't think that was the table saw. So I'll be anxious to learn, what the real table saw I should have bought was. But in the meantime, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to take one of these vehicles, strap on a trailer on here, and haul some lumber out. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use for a trailer, because I don't have a whole lot of trailer options. I mean, I have this trailer option for $5,000, and we also have this one for $8,000, which we could later use for hauling other ingredients. Oh, we have this little guy. That seems awfully small. But if it has straps, I think we can make that work. That ought to hook right up to the ATV. And the price is right at $1,500. I'm cheap. Let's see if we can do this. I don't even know if it has straps. If it doesn't have straps, I can just sell it. Where is it? Do you have straps? You do have straps. Alrighty. Get this up there. Go cut us some trees. Whoops. A little rough on the backing up here. I've never used this ATV. So this is a new mod for me to try. It does kind of slope downward a little bit, but not enough that those trees are going to go flying off. Well, this thing moves pretty quick. I do have a mechanical keyboard, so I apologize for any clickety-clackety of keys you might hear. I do have a wheel as well. Nice stop, I know, a little California roll going here. So you will hear a little clickety-clackety thing as I try to drive around and get the hang of some of these vehicles. I should try to look for a keyboard that has, those quiet keys. I just found that in the past, a lot of those keyboards tend to break down faster than I would like them to break down. Off to the right over here, going up the hill, we have a nice little crushing place, so we can crush some stones once we get some fields turned over. And I have a decent chunk of money. Again, I don't know how I ended up with all that money. I've gone over the list 2 or 3 times. Whoops, as I pass right by where I'm supposed to go. Welcome to your new home. You have no idea where you're going. There we go. So I've followed all the instructions, and one time I came down with only 32,000, and this time I ended up with 156,000. And you got to look at this placement, though. This is beautiful. I found a place where it was only like $20 over the original cost of this cow barn, so you knew there was like very little actual terraforming that had to be done. And this piece over here, we were allowed to buy one little windmill. I forgot that. Oh, we also had to buy a charging station. So the charging station's over here next to my little garage, a little shed that I bought. I bought a solar charging station. It doesn't generate any energy or anything, but it fit the theme of, trying to go off grid quite well. The only problem I had was when I was terraforming, you'll notice there was a huge hole here because it was just a little too close to the cow barn. So I used one of Alien Jim's landscaping rocks to kind of fill that in. I think that worked fairly well. And then I got this little downslope here, so I got my private little campground where I can keep track of my equipment, keep track of my animals, and make sure nobody comes into my brand new home here. So I need to cut down some trees and cut them up to length. Now I'm not going to be able to lift them very heavily, very high here, so I am going to have to play around with size. Or I could lease a machine to pick them up. You know, leasing a machine does sound attractive, but I only have so many trees here to really lease a machine for. I don't know if it's worth it. So that's one tree down. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take care of the stumps right away. I think I'm going to take care of the stumps. Can I get rid of that with a chainsaw? That would be very nice. I see the little Amy thing here, but it's not going to let me do that. Nothing there. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to get a log stump grinder too. Alright, so let's knock this one down too. These are nice big trees. I don't know if any of you have really worked with trees before in real life. I have. I've used a sawmill and cut them up, got some lumber, built myself a shed or two. And nothing like that feeling of starting the day cutting down a tree, ending the day putting some boards up to dry, and then a few months later, after they've been airing out for a while, it's nice to build something and say, I know where that wood came from. It doesn't look as pretty sometimes as some of the stuff you get out of the store, but it seems to hold the screw and a nail a whole lot better. Alright, so we got another nice big log there. I can take the small pieces. That looks about... Let's go take a look at the size. Oh, that just chopped that garbage off. Let's take a look at size. Yeah, I can pick that up. And let's see what this trailer can realistically hold. Hey, that's about all we want. So let's go over and pick up the pieces we can of that size, and the ones we can't, well, we'll leave them there and go pick up some machinery afterwards. I'm going to use this log as a measurement. Just approximate. I mean, nothing has to be exact here. I'm not making framing lumber or anything. Can I pick that one up? Yes, I can. Good. I like to have the fat pieces right out towards the end. And then take this, move it over. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick this one up. No, I can't pick that one up. Alright, so we're only going to get like a piece or two out of each one. But I'm trying to really be fiscally conservative because I don't really know how this is going to go. I have played Farm Sim for almost 2,000 hours, depending on which version you're looking at. And I don't think I've ever relied on cows. It's just something I haven't really done much of. I've done a lot of other things. Okay, that little one's done. So it's kind of interesting that I'm going to do this challenge, which relies completely on cows. And at some point, there is a cow barn on the map that we need to buy. and we'll move out of our little homestead here and move on to that cow barn eventually, and that cow homestead. So I'll have a bunch of cows. I'll have the cows up here and I'll have the cows down there unless I sell this building and when I move. I don't know. I don't know how fast they reproduce. I don't know if there's breeds that are better to get. We have the sugar mill, and I believe that's mostly to take advantage of some of the dairy products and trying to make our end goal. And if I look at the challenge, we have a bunch of different stages. I mean, stage one, because we start from scratch. Whoops, hey, a little bit of scrub here. I have to fire whoever did the limbing. Because we start from scratch, we start with a nice hefty debt. So we got to get out of debt first. And we have to buy the dairy production, which I already bought. Did I buy the dairy production? I don't think I bought it yet. I placed it, but I don't think I bought it. Let's check this out. Oh, I do. I did buy it. Huh. That doesn't make sense. Let me pop over there for a second. Just going to teleport right over and see if it gives me the option to buy it. No, I bought it. Okay. So I bought that. That's good. Okay, so part of phase one's done. Let me go back. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. My electric charging station is the one thing I have as a teleportation to. Not the cow barn, not any of my vehicles, just that little solar charger. Oh well, that was good. Almost done chopping up this tree over here. And I already cut this. I don't know if I cut this or not. Yeah, we cut it now. So one of the thoughts I have is I'd like to get land. I mean, we're doing this and start from scratch, and my experience with start from scratch in the past has been that you're not going to make a whole lot of money off of any kind of contracts. I mean, you can make some, and we're going to do some of the contracts. Obviously, we need some money. But you're not going to make $1 million like you might do with new farmer settings. Even some maps have very lucrative contracts. But I'm not expecting much from contracts at all. I'm thinking the more we individually do on our land, you know, we're roughing it. We're trying to be our own homestead here, so I don't really want to rely on others too much. I want to see, all right, what can we get done with this? So any money we have needs to go. I lost my trees. Anybody see the other tree? Oh, there it is. The lighting, for whatever reason, I just lost the tree. Like, I can't find the tree. All right, that one's too big. Thought I had a measuring stick. Oh, there it is. Let's bring that measuring stick with me and go tackle another tree. I like the idea, you know, I don't know, with my ability to not find my trees very well, maybe I should go get a tool to pick all these up as I go. I'm also going to cut these a little bit higher off the ground for the stump so I can find them with a stump grinder at some point. Alright, so we're going to get these trees cut. So with the idea that we're going to, I can't cut these branches, we're going to use our own land to try to make money, and we're dealing with cows. I obviously would like to be able to get my own food for them. But I don't know what the cost of cows are. How much does a cow cost? And do you buy them cheap, or do you buy them fully grown already? I'm almost thinking my cow barn that I bought, it only holds so many cows, so not really sure how many cows of what size I should be getting. So again, everybody who knows cows and knows them well can laugh at me, saying, "Oh my gosh, what a cow nerd! This guy doesn't know anything." Well, that's okay, because I'm going to learn about it as I become a cow baron. So I will chop these up, and I may put a time lapse in here just because, it's not terribly exciting watching someone do a logging thing, which many survivalists have always done in their streams. Well, if that's the case, I will see you back. If anything exciting happens, I will be sure to let you know about it. But hopefully, we'll get these chopped up at least, get that trailer filled with what I can carry, and then I'll catch up with you as we go to the store. Do want to bring up the idea of the settings for the game because I don't know that I mentioned them before. Um, I have a time scale set to 1/2 right now, but realistically, I want that set to about 3x or 5x, just so time's passing somewhat. I just realized I was at halftime, and there's no way I would have cut down all those trees in just an hour or so of game time. The economic difficulty set to hard. I turn traffic off. It's optional in the challenge. Seasons is optional as well. I prefer playing with it. I may change that to 2 days depending on how things go, but right now 1 day is fine. I've turned crop destruction off, but the rest are on. These are all optional. It's up to you. I have turn the trailer fill limit on. I like playing with the actual weight factored in. In fact, I have a number of realism mods for balance, traction, and other vehicle aspects as well. And I have all the worker stuff turned off. In fact, I don't know that I've played with workers on Farm Sim 22. I know Farm Sim 19 I've done workers a bunch. But I'm one of those few that's like, listen, if I want to play a game, I want to play it. I want to do it. I can understand the model of, hey, I want to run a farming empire and I need a team of people to do that with. But if I'm in the mood to do that, I'll just go jump on a multiplayer server and do it there. I do have a multiplayer server that I play on occasionally. In fact, there's a new production pack that just came out this week that it looks like it's begging for some kind of massive team play effort to produce basically everything the game can produce in terms of factories, all to get these little tiny crates of prestige which sell for gobs of money. So I'm thinking there's definitely a challenge coming up with that mod. I don't know who's going to design it, but somebody somewhere is going to have a mod. I mean, that a whole challenge set up around that mod with the production pack that just came out. In essence, you, like I said, grow everything on the map you can, and then all of those supplies go into making one of three different types of packages. Package could be food, I think there's materials, and there's like an assorted one. And then you combine all three of those packages to make a prestige package. And I don't know, I'm just fascinated with the idea of it's not going to be quick. But if you're playing Farm Sim and you're expecting quick anyway, you're probably playing the wrong game. I look at this as adult coloring with tractors. Because for for the most part, you're changing the colors of different graphical sprites while driving around. And it's nice and calm and meditative. Also gives you a sense of accomplishment because nothing really comes super easy. Although you can play with some of the broken toys. This challenge does have a limitation for mods in that you can use most any mod you want, but you can't use, or you shouldn't use, the mods that are like, oh my god, size. Like some of the TLX trucks, you can put their capacities at unreal settings that are really unreal. I mean, they're phenomenal capacities for a pickup truck to carry around. Yeah, I have a ATV somewhere here. Am I done all my trees? I don't think I'm done all the trees because I think I have a couple down that end. Oh, I found the ATV, but we're getting pretty full on this load too. I think I'm going to get this all loaded up and probably will need to pick up the video as I'm going to deliver this once I find out where the sawmill is or where the best place to turn this in is. Because I'm not familiar with the map either. I've watched a few people play on the map a little bit, but everybody does things a little differently. Like I said, I saw Rusty doing his run through, and he had the Jaws table saw going. I'm not going to have that going because I, quite frankly, don't know how. Joss, I'm sure if you ever watch this, you could definitely explain that to me. That was really a bad strapping. In fact, I don't like that strapping at all. Oh, interesting. All right, this is one of those farm sim moments where, it's probably better if you don't touch it. There we go. Let gravity do its work and see if you can catch it. So there's some moments when you go to move something and next thing you know, you're flying up in midair and doing backflips. And this this ATV is struggling. I wonder why. How many cords of wood does this thing have on the back end of it? I think this is probably going to be the cherry on top of this load. Of course. All right, let's see if I can do my little strapperoozy here. There. And we'll just reset the whole load. I got my measuring stick right there. I'm going to take my measuring stick And I think I could do this. This will be cool if I can. Oh, there's a strap there. Oh, no, officer, this isn't a hazard at all. Seriously? You're going to let me do that? Oh, this looks like this should be a jousting game. Oh, but I can't turn right. I just want to bring my measuring stick down to the other end of the property. Because I do have 2 trees down there. I'm not going to be able to fit those trees on this load. This trailer. If there were springs on that thing, it would be, as is, you can see it's drifting. I'm not steering left. It's just going left. I don't know if it's because my measuring stick's pushing me to the left or not, but we got a minefield here of trees. Dodge that. Yeah, see, I've got at least 2 trees over here. Let me see, we got this one here, and that one, 2, 3. And you know, I could take this one down by my tent. I'll see how desperate I am for money. I kind of like having this tree here. If I take that down, I'll put a few decorative trees here. I like the bushes and the tree here. Just kind of gives me a nice little, hey, this is my little alcove. And I got a little path out here to get out to the rest of the stuff. And I got to figure out what kind of machinery I'm going to use to pick up all those logs, because I'm not really sure what's going to be the most effective way to get them there. Part of that will depend on where I got to bring these things to and how far away that is. So I'll catch up with you guys in the next episode. Just a quick little one to introduce the challenge. I have links to Rusty Money's Facebook page and his challenge on Discord. That way you can take a look at it, see if it's something you might want to try. Join in the fun. And from Ohgiemart Gaming, I'd like to wish everybody a happy day farming.